Okay, well, I got my IVIG this morning, and the first 24 hours is usually a pain in the butt, but I'm actually not doing that bad. I finally got a working boot disk for the PS2, so let's get this installed. Let's go down the rabbit hole together.
No!
Alright, so this is a Creative CT4520 AWE64 ISA sound card. These actually are going for a decent amount on eBay. This was in a computer I picked up from Goodwill for 15 bucks that was moved on because it just wasn't worth mess with. It was absolutely destroyed, so I kept the motherboard and gutted everything else. Alright, we are installed. I'm not going to be playing CD audio on this, so I'm not worried about the CD cable. I don't think I even have one lying around anymore. So I think we're good to turn it on and see what happens. Alright, let's see what happens. Quarantine is getting to us. And if you're wondering what reference disk a 9535 takes, it actually requires the PS2E reference disk, which has led to some confusion because this is not a PS2E, nor is it a PS2E planar, but it does require the PS2E boot disk. So there's reasons that this has been extremely confusing trying to find information for. And that's one of those reasons. No error. You're gonna really tell me that I don't even need to run the configuration? I'm still going to. I had to run it when I pulled the network card out when I got it, so. Yeah, this is what I was talking about in the other video. The system does not address more than 16 megabytes of planar memory. The current memory installed is 4 meg non-removable in addition to 8 and 8 in sockets. The extra memory will not be used unless the programs that test your computer detects a problem with the first 16 meg of planar, which is really cool. And well, maybe I don't. Okay. Okay, so maybe I don't. Let's just run automatic. And just see what happens. So I think it's going to recount recount. Yep, it's going to recount. And then we'll go prepare a driver diskette that is supposed to be compatible with this sound card and see what happens. Alright, hopefully this is what I need. You know you're working with old hardware when you type install as opposed to setup. That tells you just how old it actually is. See if it detects it. Okay, so we need to look for PNP Configuration Manager. Let me go back and see if I can do that without needing the PNP Configuration Manager. Okay, I cannot, so I have to do that first. So back to the internet we go. Alright, let's try this. Also, I have multiple boxes of blank floppy disks that I have no idea what I did with. So if somebody remembers just where I put those, because I feel like I see them all the time, but now I can't find them to save my life. I've got two, and I'm making do with that. Two just random disks that were hanging around. That'll work. That'll get us done. Okay, good. So, that's a good sign. Alright, I'm going to let it copy this. Go grab a pair of speakers and hope that the wife doesn't give me a bunch of chores to do. Alright, I have speakers. Have stuff added. We're adding to the config and auto exec. Okay. I'll run the configuration manager. So in theory, hard boot or soft boot? Hard boot. Wow. Okay. Alright. Because at this point, I don't even know that it sees the card. Posted. I'm hoping the card is old enough to work on this. Found. Sweet. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go ahead and load Windows. Shouldn't be long and I'll have my new copy to install. So let's see. And remember when control panel was that easy? This could get interesting. DOS sees it, Windows does not. Let me do some work here. So that just handles that. So that's all set, that's all good. CTCU, interface. Let's see. I should just love classic Windows. Out of PMP, zoom, install, blah 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 blah. IGM. So looking for IGM. Alright, let me do a little bit of work here and bring you back if I figure something out. Alright, well, something went badly wrong somewhere. It did give me an error. It errored out of the install. And it created this SB16 folder. It also created this isfycqvo.twj folder with all kinds of weird stuff in it. None of it works. So I may just have to wait. It's asking for Windows Disk 3, which, funny enough, is the disk that I used for the boot disk. So, let's see if it finds it. Oh. So, I'm gonna guess that we are still at square zero, but the only thing that I can say is that we are halfway or a quarter way. Not sure which, because there's no music, but we do have sound. So we do have actual sound in Doom. And it definitely runs way worse than it did before. But I know the sound card does work. Don't know if there's supposed to be music with it, but the sound card does work, which is awesome. It's amazing how quickly this all just comes right back and you're fluent again with this old stuff. I mean, once you learn DOS as a kid, you never lose it. It really does not take long to be flying around in it, and DOS is so powerful for how simple it is. So we're going to try this again. We're going to copy it to the hard drive, and there we go. Data error. Okay, we're going to fail out, and we're going to try again, and if that doesn't work, we'll try the other disk. Barely at all see it. There's a nice big old moon out there, right outside the window, heading up into the night sky. Hey, it got past its point last time. I don't know, for whatever reason, sometimes there've been a couple times where I've just had to write a floppy more than once, even though it won't throw an error. Alright. Let's try this again. Knowing that our software is good, or at least in theory that it's good. It copied good. I deleted both of the directories that it made the last time when it errored. So let's see. Yeah, none of that went in the last time. See, I've got a couple games for Windows 3 that have to have sound before I can play them. So I'm really trying to get sound installed for Windows. Now if I can't, and I have to wait until I get my Windows 3.1 discs, then, I have to wait for my Windows 3.1 discs. But I'm not going to trust that. This looks promising. That looks very promising. Okay. Go ahead and back it up. Honestly, eventually I will probably just wipe the drive and start from scratch, but for right now we're just going to keep playing with it. I mean, we've already basically crashed Windows, but it still works, so what the heck. At some point I do want to upgrade it to Windows 95 just to see how it runs, but that's not a immediate plan. We'll go ahead and bring you back when it's done, because it's taking its time. Never mind, 2 seconds later it's done. So we will reboot, and we will see what happens. Alright, well that is progress. So that is progress. Isn't it incredible after just a couple minutes how quickly you're just flying around here like nothing? Does it work? Oh, 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 wait a minute. It works. It's just quiet, that's why. Okay. It works. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So, and I wasn't even showing half the monitor. Hopefully that was visible. So, to make sure that you all saw, it's very quiet, but it works. It does work. Okay. Sweet. And there it all is. Awesome. So then the question is, does this have its configuration? Yeah, I don't know where the drive went. I gotta find the CD for it. But that is good, because that means it worked. Haha. Okay. Did this have... What did this have with it? Yeah, it did have. I do not have volume though. Okay, that works, but it's extremely quiet. However, that does not work. Okay, so we're not done yet, but we're getting there a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. From what I've seen, and Googling and doing some forum research, I'm probably not going to get MIDI to work on that unless I put Windows 95 on it. But we at least have some sound effects up and running now, so I'll keep playing with it and see if I can get anywhere with it. But it looks like the next thing we're just waiting to get the stuff to reinstall Windows. So until then, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.